taken to a huge and high mountain to see the promise of God, like Moses being shown the promised land.
Revelation 21:11. Having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal.
The glory of God. The glory of God can be seen and felt as it is his manifested presence. When the first temple of God was finished on earth and praise was made, the cloud of Yahweh's glory filled the temple so that the priests could not stand. Therefore, the cloud of his glory represents his acceptance, but the smoke of his glory represents his wrath. Her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Her referring to the New Jerusalem known as the bride, the Lamb's wife. The light that she emits is like a precious stone, specifically like a jasper stone. The world's definition of jasper stone is not the same as the biblical definition. The world's definition of jasper stone is multicolored, predominantly red, orange and brown, sometimes green or purple. The biblical definition of jasper is more of an indigo, blue-purple, clear as crystal, meaning it sparkles. It is neither blue, nor a white diamond, nor red, nor green.
Revelation 21:12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Have a wall great and high. Like the great and high mountain on which John was stationed to see the descending of the New Jerusalem, so is the magnitude of the walls. They are larger than John is used to. The plan view of the walls is in the shape of a square. Side note: the walls are not to protect those on the inside from anyone on the outside, but it is a testimony of the glory of God, as God wants order when entering the city through the gates. Had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels. The gates will never be shut. There will be one angel at each of the 12 gates. And names written thereon of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. The names of the 12 tribes of Israel are written on the gates, one name for each gate and in a specific order: Reuben, Judah, Levi, Joseph, Benjamin, Dan, Simeon, Issachar, Zebulun, Gad, Asher, and Naphtali. Earlier, at the start of the 7-year world tribulation period, the tribe of Dan was excluded from being sealed. Dan was replaced with the tribe of Manasseh, Joseph's son. Possibly due to the tribe's betrayal of Israel and following after idols for most of their lives. However, now the tribe of Dan is reinstated.
Revelation 21:13. On the east 3 gates. On the north 3 gates. On the south 3 gates. And on the west 3 gates.
On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, on the west 3 gates. The names of the 12 tribes of Israel are written on the gates, meaning each gate had one of the tribe of Israel's name: east side and from the top down, Joseph, Benjamin, and Dan. North side and from right to left, Reuben, Judah, and Levi. South side and from right to left, Simeon, Issachar, and Zebulun. West side and from top down, Gad, Asher, and Naphtali.
Revelation 21:14. And the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
The wall of the city had 12 foundations. The foundations are at the base, generally under the ground, to support the walls. In them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Like unto the 12 gates, which each have a name of a tribe of Israel, so each of the 12 foundations have a name of the 12 apostles of the Lamb, Yeshua. The disciples that Yeshua chose were also called apostles. Judas defected, therefore the apostle that Yeshua personally chose, Paul of Tarsus, not Matthias, who the disciples chose.
Revelation 21:15. And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof.
He that talked with me. One of the 7 messengers who had poured out one of the 7 last plagues, who came to speak with John, had a golden reed to measure the city. Had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. A reed is a flexible stalk and was used to measure. This is a golden reed. A reed was earlier used by John to measure the temple before the 7-year world tribulation period started. This is where the objective of measuring was to validate, direct, correct, chasten, and protect the people of God. This reed, however, is to actually measure 3 distinct things: the 1, city; 2, gate; and 3, wall. The objective of the measuring is to give the reader hope, the certainty that it will be done exactly like God said.